What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking buzzbaits. I have a new buzzbait that I've been playing with. I really like it. I haven't got to put this on the water yet to really play with the wire form, but it turned out really good, and I'm really excited about it. So I just wanted to take y'all through the process of us making this particular bait. The one I have been making, I use my spinnerbait mold. This is just they call it a bullhead. I modified my spinnerbait mold to take a buzzbait wire. And if you see something in common with both these baits, you can see the offset on the bottom right here and here. And the reason why I do that on my buzzbaits is because it keeps the bait down and the fish actually get it a lot better. Like, you don't have to throw a trailer hook on them. A lot of times they won't even really have this huge explosion on the baits because it's sitting down in the water. Sometimes it's just a ripple that you'll see them just go come up and get them. It also acts as a keel, so it'll keep it running true. A lot of times when you get a buzzbait, especially if you overwind them, if you're not really paying attention and really slowing down with them, these buzzbaits will run like this, and if you do get a blow up on it, they're not going to get it half the time. And that's the reason why a lot of people throw trailer hooks on them. So that being said, when you're making a buzzbait or a spinnerbait or anything that has any kind of wire attached to it, I'm just gonna cut a random length right now. But you want on your wire diameter, you want a thinnest wire possible that you can get away with. So like on my spinnerbaits, I love a 32 thousandths. On my buzzbaits, I like a 38. What it does, that thinner wire diameter creates vibration in the water. And it seems like, in my personal experience and a lot of other people's, the thinner the wire that you can get away with, the better. There's a happy medium between durability, too small a wire, and too thick of a wire. The typical buzzbait that you buy on the market has 45 thousandths wire. Typical spinnerbait you buy has 35 thousandths wire. The bite ratio going down to 32 thousandths or 38 thousandths wire in a spinnerbait or buzzbait, it's crazy how many more bites that you're going to get out maybe of a smaller diameter wire. So I like a 38. It's not so stiff that it's gonna lose your vibration, and it's not so flimsy that you're gonna lose your durability on it. Now, granted, this buzzbait still isn't gonna last as long as like a 45 thousandths wire buzzbait, but it's gonna create more vibration. You're gonna get more bites on it. If you can see, if you flick that blade, you can see the vibration in the water. See that wire just wagging back and forth? That's some vibration that you're getting out of that wire. So, and just to show y'all this wire that I'm using today, wherever my wire, dropped my wire. Just to show y'all this wire that I'm using today is, let me zero it out. It's 38.5 or 38 thousandths. So it's a really good piece of wire. First thing what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the wire bending process to make your form on this particular bait, and then we're going to go through the pouring process and the powder coating, and just start to finish what you got to do to make one of these baits. So what I've been playing around with is these half-nose round pliers to make my eyelets for my hooks, because it makes a little bit tighter loop than what my wire bender does. And this particular mold that I'm using, it's a do-it mold. It's real finicky, I guess you could say, on how big of a loop you can get away with and how big you can't. So let me get y'all down here to where y'all can see what's going on the wire bending process. So the wire bending process, what I'll do, I'll come in here and see, I'm just going to do a random length because I'm pouring a bunch of different wire sizes, just because I want to play with the wire to make sure I can get this Z that I'm going to make later the right length to keep the bait from trying to roll on its side. That's a big key on making these type of buzz baits. So this one in particular we're going to make is going to be a 3/8 ounce with just a Victory. You can get these off Barlow's. I buy a lot of stuff off Barlow's. It's really good. And let me get moved around here. All right, guys, I got y'all moved around here. These particular molds are real finicky. I haven't been able to get a regular wire form in this mold to act right. Like, everything's constantly moving around with it. So that's the main reason why I'm starting off with that type of bend, because I've been here, done that. So what I'll do is I'll place the hook in there, and then my wire, and then I'll close it. I'll get my set right. See, this is what I'm talking about. I gotta figure out a better way of production, and I can already see a problem right now. So with as finicky as this mold is, this little loop needs to be small as possible. So what I'll do is I'll take my side cutters, I'll cut it down, come in here like this, get everything set where I want it, get it set. So now we're just sitting here waiting on the pot to heat up. All right, guys. All right, guys, so our pot's hot. We're gonna go ahead and pour this mold. Look at it. Turned out decent. I got some finagling with it. I got to play around with it a little bit more to get it to the quality that I expect out of a mold. Go ahead and turn our pot off, and then I'm going to meet y'all at the tying station. All right, guys, so I went ahead off camera and I poured a 1/4 ounce like the one y'all seen before. And the easiest way I can explain to you to get this spud off is get you a set of pliers, just regular needle nose, twist it back and forth, they'll come right on off. And you're gonna have to file this, a minimal amount of filing. You just come through here and you'll file it. Get this top done. Just a minimum amount of filing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend the wire. Like I said again, we're just gonna eyeball this a little bit. I'm gonna be playing around with the angles. In fact, this is what I'm gonna do on this one. I'm gonna bring this angle back out just a little bit in the 30-degree range. If you can tell, it's a lot less of an angle. I'm gonna come up here about 1 inch right there. And then I'm gonna try to make that bend where this wire matches the same direction as that hook. And so you can see your offset a little bit better. And then we're gonna rotate our bait around. We're gonna go up here about another inch or so, and then we're gonna make our line tie. Take our pliers, grab the end, come up with it. crimp down that line tie a little bit. And another thing is you got to keep all this straight. It's just kind of, you want to try to keep everything in line with that hook. You can do some tweaking back and forth when you get done. I'll come over here. Pretty neat little wire form right there. All right, guys. So we got the wire bent. We're fixing to do some painting. We're going to do some powder coating. I buy the Protect by the pound. This is a fire crawl color. You can get it off Barlow's if you need to. I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. So, there's my torch. What I'll do is, scoot y'all back here, straighten up. What I'll do is I'll actually take my blowtorch and I'll heat this up. And the way I do it, I'll spoon the powder paint on. You can't go too much or your powder paint's gonna cake. About like that. That's probably actually a little hot. And I'll come in here, I'll mix my paint up to get it nice and fluffy. And I'll do the bottom, the top, and the sides. And if you notice, I'm hitting the side of that jug every single time. And then after that, it'll go in the oven at 410 to 350 for 25 or 30 minutes. And we'll see y'all after I get it out of the oven. All right, guys. It's out of the oven now. Got y'all resituated here. Little tech tip, another little secret that I do with all my baits. Go to your local Walmart, dollar store, whatever. Get y'all some Sally's. This is Sally Hansen's double duty fingernail polish, just some clear coat. What this does, it just adds another protective layer over your powder paint. If you did your powder painting part correct, it should hold together the way it's supposed to. I mean, I've had some of them chip before, but I do know once you put this over it, it really holds everything together and it doesn't chip as bad. So we'll let that dry and then we'll start the assembly. And I think we're gonna put a gold blade on this and we're gonna do kind of like a fire crawl color, just something crazy. I've never thrown this color on the top water, so we're just gonna play around with it. That's the joys of making your own stuff. You can play with anything that any color combination, head combination, blade combination. The sky's the limit doing this, guys. So, since this is a 1/4 ounce, we're gonna do a gold blade. This is a Delta. It's a Delta Gold medium counterclockwise. I get my blades off of Lure Parts online. It's probably the best place to get your blades. Number one tip I can give y'all. You see that back flange there? Any blade that you get, make sure you file it down. When I'm like in mass production, I use a Dremel tool. I can knock out a bunch of blades really, really fast. We're also going to file down the rivet. And I'm going to show you that part too. All right. See, just get it down to clean metal. Rivets, rivets, rivets. What did I do with my rivets? Technical difficulties, guys. There's my beads. Oh, here they are. Over here, hid underneath all this junk I got. I had a lot of baits I had to put out today. I poured about 1,000 baits. So, before I forget, if you can look at that rivet, it kind of has a mushroom head on it. If you can see it, it's just little bitty. What you do is you take it on your file and you grab it and you file it flat. And you're probably wondering about my dirty, long fingernails. This is why I got dirty, long fingernails, so I can grab little things like this. Get you some, you're gonna need some 1/8" nickel beads from Barlow's or Lure Parts, either one. I got them from Barlow's. Put your bead on, put your blade on, and you'll notice on this back little flange here, when you put this rivet on, you can see that gap there, right there. If y'all can focus, you want to work that rear flange on that blade completely flat against that rivet. So what I'll do is I'll bend it over, cut it over. Now you got that part there. And I'll come in here like this with pliers, and I'll work that flange flat on both sides. So there's maximum friction in between the rivet and the end of the blade. And I'll take my side cutters, I'll crimp it down, and that's how you get the squeal out of it. Straight out of the box, it squeals. You don't have to tape it to the rear antenna of your truck. You don't have to zip it up into the window. It's ready to go right out of the pack. All right, guys. So now we're gonna tie the skirt on, and there's a few things you're gonna need. What I usually use I usually use thread. I just buy spider wire, 6-pound braid. This is mall screen. Color really don't matter. The heavy denier you can get off of Lure Parts or Barlow's, you can't get it really tight without breaking the denier, the thread. You can't get your skirt tight. This really doesn't matter in a buzzbait, but like when you're talking jigs, the tighter you can cinch that skirt down, the more it's going to flare, the more action you're going to have. It's going to really generate a lot more bites. It's a big deal. It's a very, very, very big deal. It's just one of those minute things that you need to do if you want to catch more fish on your own homemade baits. I don't use wire. I don't like you can buy jig tying wire. The reason why I don't is I can get this braid a lot tighter, get more flare, more action out of the skirt than you can with wire. They're not going to pull it off. They don't pull it off with the wire, but the problem you run into wire, once you cinch it down really, really tight, it actually cuts your skirting. And the braid does not. You can do it with the braid, but it takes a lot to do it, and you still get it tight. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to tie, it's going to be polka dot white. You get the orange, it's molten lava. I get all my skirts from siliconetabs.com. They're really good people. The guy that runs that place he's amazing. They have really, really high quality skirts. So you can get these same colors off of Lure Parts or off of Barlow's. But the problem with their skirting, I don't know if it's made out of a different material or something, but it's all stuck together. It's real crinkly. It doesn't have the correct action. And when I talked to the guy that runs Silicone Tabs, he said there's a couple different manufacturers that make pretty much all the skirting that you see in the stores, any kind of skirting to do with jigs, spinnerbaits, buzzbaits, stuff like that. And there's one particular plant that doesn't use a high quality silicone, so the silicone really sticks together. The colors aren't as vibrant. I hate it. It kills the action. So that's the only guy I strictly use is siliconetabs.com. Like, he is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack our skirts. I like 2.5 tabs for anything. You can do any color combinations. You just split the tabs up however you want them. But the the strand count of 2.5 tabs is perfect action for spinnerbaits, jigs, all across the board. 2.5 tabs, don't matter what color combinations you put into, make sure you only use 2.5 tabs on your strand count. It really makes it a big deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bobbin, we're going to wrap over our thread, get it a good base together, cut our tag off, and then what I'll do is I'll grab the whole stack. You see how I put the orange in the middle? I always like my accent colors in the middle of my skirts. And I mean, you can stagger them, but with this particular buzzbait, we're just going to do a full wrap. So I'll grab my line here. If you watch, you see how I've offset it, that tab. What that does is, if you see the War Eagle buzzbaits, walk around it, you see how it just wrapped all the way around it one easy way. I'll do about 7 or 8 wraps, and then I'll show you when I really cinch it down. But what I done was I put the short end of the tab up front and the long end at the back. What that'll do is when I trim it, it'll make the front end of the skirt really, really flare. You get a lot of action out of the skirt, and you'll have enough back here to where on the back end, see how I'm grabbing the bait and I'm pulling on this pretty hard to get it really, really cinched down. Make sure you do 10 or 15 wraps before you do it, or you'll cut that silicone. So now I'll grab a big long end of line and I'll wrap around my hand and I'll twist. A lot of people don't do their knots like this. There's other ways you can do it. This is the way I do it. If you don't like it, whatever. But I just know I've never had my skirts come off or my knots come off. So I'll go around my hand, 1, 2 twists. I'll go through, pull the skirting through the loop, cinch it down tight, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3 again, and then I'll stack this knot right on top of the second knot, and you will not get this loose. I've had to cut them off because I've had to cut these skirts off before because I messed up on my strand count, or I didn't put a correct color in it or something like that, and it's a pain in the butt to get the skirt off here. You pretty much ruin the skirting, the thread, everything trying to get that thing off of there. So what I'll do now is I'll grab a buzzbait just like this in my top end of my skirt, and I'll kind of gauge where I want the end of that skirt to be. I want just enough to cover up a trailer hook if that person wants to put a trailer hook on it. And then I'll come up and I'll put just enough there. Man, I really like that color. Look at that. Turned out really, really nice. Gold blade. It's already pre-tuned. Man, I really, really like that thing. All right, guys, so y'all see me do the skirt tying. It's the last part we done, and then I wanted to show y'all just to do a review. These are both 2/4 ounce buzz baits, and you see the wire forms are a little bit different. This one's a little bit shorter, and this one's a little bit longer. I'm gonna go test these. It'll probably be on a different video, but I want to test them to see how these baits perform and see which one has the tendency to roll left or right, or just see how they run to see what can make a difference on this. And then usually I'll go out, when I go out to the lake and I start testing, I'll change my bends up. I'll take my needle nose and I'll change my bends up to get it just right to where I have a master. When I get that master and I get that bait to run exactly how I want it to, I'll take that master and then I'll measure it and I'll build me a blueprint of it. And then all the rest of the baits, once it's done, it's finished, it'll go in production, all the rest of the baits are going to be made exactly the same. So guys, I really, really enjoyed showing y'all this. I'm going to do some more videos like this. I haven't been really good about posting a lot of videos here lately. I've been trying to do a lot of updates to my shop and been selling a lot of baits. But guys, check us out at fishhookbaitcompany.com if y'all want to purchase some stuff like this. If y'all want custom work, just email me, or there should be a number on my website where y'all can have my direct contact. And just, it's going to cost a little bit more for me to do a custom job for y'all than what I sell my retail stuff for, if y'all don't like them particular colors. But I really appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all learned something today. If there's anything that I can do better on making these videos, I'm just a dumb old redneck. So I'm sure I left a lot of stuff out. I didn't do it correctly or whatever. So if there's anything I need to change to make better so y'all can have a better learning experience, please let me know, guys. I really, really want to teach, help any way possible. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one, guys.